to the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show. For the music that comforts my soul. It's the all around town radio show. The all around town radio.
Hey everybody, welcome to the program. We are here today to bring you our weekend update, and that's coming your way in just a minute or so. We've got a big weekend to talk about, and we want to hear from you too. So make some comments out there, people. We want to hear from you right now.
It's the weekend review. Top 5 are coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're covering who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell.
Oh, yeah. That's how it works.
With all around you, plan to do it well. So all around town radio show. It's where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio
Show.
for the music.
All right, let's see who's checking in. It's a Monday. Let's see who's checking in. That's the fantastic sounds of Sweet Sister Mercy bringing you the All Around Town radio theme with this lick right there. Thank you, Mickey, for that one. And Mark Robinson for the vocals, and Rob Nadler in the studio mixing that one down. Thank you so much for that as well. Ed Sawicki in the house. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. The photographer of the Rock Stars has joined the party here on a Monday. Always a pleasure to have you, Ed. It is. Hi, Steve Ware. How are you, buddy? Izzy in the house. What a great show they had Saturday night at the Bell and the Bear, by the way. Mojo Rising. If you haven't seen that band yet, go see them. For real. They are the real deal. They are. Hi, Heather. How are you? Happy Monday to you. Good to see you checking in here. Brian, how are you, buddy? Good picture, by the way. Tony Smith in the house. Boy, am I going to roast him here in a minute. Nah, I love my man Tony there. Got the pleasure of being invited to his epic retirement party, he and Debs. And man, was that a show. It was a party. It was. And we're going to talk about it here in just a minute or two. Well, in a few minutes, I should say. Yes, I am sounding a little better today. The Barry White voice is starting to slowly fade away, although I liked it for a bit. I like that "You'll Never Find" thing. But yeah, I could have been singing with the band on Friday night with my Barry White voice. It was tough, and it's still a little raspy. I may have to cough a few times, but I'll try to hit the mute button right there, so that y'all don't have to hear that. Carla in the house. How are you, Carla? Thank you. Steve Stein joining the party. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. It is a little stronger. Yes, it is, but it's still tickly. Tickly. Is that a word? Tickly. Kevin Cooper, how are you, brother? Hey, lots going on in the music world right now. If you're following the Book of Face, you know what I'm talking about, man. There's some venue issues and people out there just hating on each other. Woo! Crazy. I'm hearing some pops and cracks. Anybody hearing pops and cracks today? I don't know. I think it's my in-ears. Yes. Believe it not. Oh, well. And yes, Carl, I am feeling better. Thank you. It is my ears. I just half unplugged. I think that was it. Yes. Kevin Cooper, as I said. Chad Wheeland is here. Thank you, guys. And thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate those of you that are on the Book of Face and those that are on the Tube of You. And thank you for that as well. What else we got here? Tony said he got to see Overdrive at the Beaver Creek Moose. There you go. I was talking to Gary Ridgway, who plays in that band, talking to him last night. Didn't sound like they had a great show up there at Beaver Creek. Bob Klein, how are you, buddy, from Columbus? Thank you for being in here. Mike Miller in the house. What's up, Mike Miller? How you doing? From Party Punch. Bronson from the Filthy Heathens has joined us. Jay Grant's on the YouTube channel. There we go. Jay Grant. From Uncle Rico and Half-Life. Yes. Glenn checking in. What's up, Glenn? Thank you. New All Around Town Support Local Music pins are on the way. Wow. Well, how about that? I didn't know that was happening, but thank you. Chris Thompson, how are you? Uncle Rico is represented well today. Bill, thank you. Checking in. Video Bill, as I like to call him. Wild Bill Video. Bach, I got to see Bach on Saturday and hear him run sound for Uncle Rico. Brad from Abe's Lincoln. Brad, I understand you and I are going to judge the chili cook-off on Sunday at the Bell and the Bear. Won't that be fun? And Jonathan Grooms, I think, is joining us. So yeah, that'll be a fun time. It will. And yes. All right. Lots of comments coming in here, guys. I'll get to the comments as soon as I can. And I will do that here directly, but I need to talk about my weekend. And if you had something happen over the weekend that you really loved, there's a post on our page. You can go put the name of the band and the venue, please. Support the venues as well. And William out there wants to know if there's music on Mondays, anybody. So if you're playing today on a Monday, please drop it in the comments too and let Bill Ball know that. Oh, yes. And Shane, he has pops and cracks every time he stands up. I am with you, buddy. I feel your pain right there. Feel your pain. And Izzy, let me get your comment up and I'll get started with my weekend here. Guys, thanks so much for joining us on a Monday at All Around Town Radio. We appreciate you. And he has to give major shout outs to Ed Sawicki, Carey, and Bill for the fantastic videos and pics. And Brad from Abe's Lincoln for the fantastic support, for which we will be returning at their next Bell show. There you go. That's what I like to hear. Musicians supporting musicians. Isn't that a novel idea? It is. What's going on? Yes. I can get a group to come down Wednesday night to the Bell and the Bear for Name That Tune. Yes. And I'd love to have you get a group to come down, Mark Schinkel. We'd have a good time. We would on Wednesday night. I'm going to be at the Bell and the Bear, guys, 7 o'clock Wednesday. I Name That Tune. So if you're in the Cincy area, you haven't played our game, come down and enjoy it with us. It's going to be fun. It is. I got a cough again. There we go. Hey, Sean Cooper. It's good to get to see you over the weekend as well. And Chad, thank you for that. Music Mondays. Mondays are a tough night. Mondays are a tough night for music, live music out there. There's a lot of trivias. I'll tell you that. It was so funny when I first started doing trivia locally here. There wasn't a trivia within 30 miles. Now there's like 30 of them within 10 miles on Tuesday nights and Wednesday and Monday nights and so on. Lots of people doing that. All right, let me get started, guys. Welcome on the January 12th edition, 2026 of the Weekend Update, our Backstage Hall Pass to local music, and your number one source for live local music news, bands, venues, and more. And of course, here at All Around Town Radio, your home for everything local in music. So don't forget throughout the week, guys, if you can, hit the share button on some of our programming and share it with your music-loving friends. You'll keep us going, and especially that Thursday show. The Thursday show we do, it's called Who's Playing Out, if you haven't seen it yet, and it features local musicians and venues and those folks who take the time out of their week to send us their gigs so we can promote their gigs on the show. And last week, 2.5 thousand views on that one. Thank you for that. That's about average, and we appreciate it very much. And we appreciate all your support and follows here at All Around Town Radio, guys. You can follow us on all the socials. We, of course, are on the X. We're on the Insta. We're on the Book of Face. We're on the Tube of You. And we're also on the Tick of Talk. All of the obs. Yes. That's how that works. Hey, were your ears burning, Gary Ridgway? I was just talking about you. And thank you for making sure I got my plug in at the Moose. Yeah, Wade and I are going to come to fisticuffs over that. We need to promote that night. We do. But yeah, we promoting your singo too. I do that on the show every week when you have it, that is. And that's good stuff too. Steve Short, thank you. Kara, thank you so much. So let's chat about this. You know, our weekly programming has changed just a little. We've added something called One-on-One Wednesdays, and I'm going to kick it off this Wednesday with my good buddy Hollywood from Hamilton's Urban Backyard. We're going to have a sit down, and we're going to chat about his life in music and all the things he's got going on personally and professionally. And tune in for that. He'll be our first victim, so to speak, on One-on-One Wednesday. And then the following week, we're going to be bringing you Mr. Kevin Cooper and Kevin Fox, and all kinds of people are going to join us for that, for an event that's going on. And then the week after that, I'll have Uncle Rico on the show, and we'll be talking about their debut at the Bell and the Bear on the 30th. So that's this month's lineup of our Wednesday programming, guys. And every Tuesday is Hot Topic Tuesday with my co-host Karis. Tomorrow will be a good one. Join us for that. It will not be about the issue that's flying around the internet right now with a local music venue, though. We're not going to bother with that one right now. There's enough people making comments on that. So we will definitely bring you a great topic tomorrow that has to do with competition. So competition on your way tomorrow. All right, let's chat here about our weekend. If you all didn't get it posted on our page, please drop it in the comments. We'll try to make a comment about it. If I can get my cursor to work here on the prompter, we'll get going here with the rest of this. As you know, last week and still a little bit, I was down with the sickness. Now I'm fine. I'm not contagious. I went to the doctor about that, so I was allowed to be around people. And certainly don't have any of those vids, 19s or 20s or whatever they are. But I was down with the cough and the hack and the no voice thing going on. Still got... Goodness. Thanks. Every time I talk about it, I start coughing. Started out on Friday night, though, with my first night out for the week, which is rare for me. Usually out on Thursday or Wednesday. But that was our first one out, and was a trip to Mr. Burroughs Tavern. Now, I was introduced to this band that I saw there. Hello. What's up, Jill? Thank you so much. Yes, good to have you with us. Corona, how are you, buddy? So Authorized Personnel. I was first introduced to this band as I was emceeing an event that I do every year called Springfest in the Berg. And it's a 3-day music festival and craft festival, all that. It's just a basic community event that goes on for 3 days with rides for the kids, all that stuff. It's one of those crazy action-packed events. And we have 3 days of music there with bands that play, headliner bands that play on the weekend nights, and of course, people playing throughout the day on the weekend as well. So it's a really big event. And Authorized Personnel, I had the chance to visit with at that event. They wowed me back then with their talent. That's been probably 4 years ago. Just blew me away with their talent. This is a band that when you look at them and they come in and they set up, you would think, okay, this is a soul band. This is the way they look, the way they set their equipment, all that. This is a funk and a soul band, but they're much, much more than that. Which, don't get me wrong, I love funk and soul, man. It's in my bloodstream. But this band, Authorized Personnel, they got it all. They got the vocals that are fantastic. They got the musicianship that is next level, and the band does some really cool things. And the way they set their set list up is just, I don't know, it blows me away because it's rock, it's soul, it's funk, it's pop, even a taste of country thrown in there. Let me tell you some songs I heard on Friday night. This band kicked off their show with the Doobie Brothers, Long Train. And they bumped right into Taking It to the Streets. And this is a huge band. Normally a 9-piece. They were missing a member because she was ill Their second female vocalist was ill on Friday night. So they can do anything. And when I say 9-piece, I mean it. I mean keyboards, drums, guitars, bass, vocalist, drum machine up front with the lead singer. This is a primo band. This is a band you'd want at your party or your event or your wedding reception or anything else. They did I'm the Only One, Dreams, Anymore, Bad Dreams, Members Only, Superstitious, The Thrill Is Gone, Can't Help Myself, and Dr. Feelgood. Now listen to that mix of music, all right? And that's just a little bonus for you. That's just the first little set. And what's funny is when you hear that first set, you think, okay, I was expecting more funk and soul out of this band because they all look like old school players from that era. And let me tell you, they were very, very talented, and getting to see them in a small, intimate setting like Mr. Burroughs is even better, because when you see them in the festival setting, it's chaotic. There's a lot going on, and people in those settings aren't always focused on the band all the time. Here at Mr. Burroughs, you're focused on the band, and boy, was the crowd laser focused on this band and loving every minute of their set. I just can't say enough, and I don't have the band members' names. I wish I did, but I don't. I reached out to them. I didn't hear from anybody, but we'll see if we can get that on or get them on the show maybe someday to chat it up, because that'd be fantastic as well. Stand by. Okay, so set number 2, Not That Kind of Girl. Where we at here? I'm looking at that. I can't read all of it. Oh, yeah. Baby Come Home, On the Way, Slippery When Wet. How about Fresh, Cool in the Gang? Remember that song? She's So Fresh. Love You More, and a version of Shaka Khan's Ain't Nobody that blew me out of my seat. Man, was it good. Shower the People. That was in there as well. You Got the Love. Give It Up. Rock Steady. Those are all on their set lists. And one thing this band did when they introduced the band at the end of the night and went around the room basically, was cool to me, is as they were introducing each individual band member, that band member broke out into a different song, and they just segued from song to song. They included Dayton's Own Lakeside. Fantastic Voyage was in there as one of the songs that one of the singers was featured on. And they did just a snippet of it, and then they moved on to the next member. The guitar player broke out into Jimi Hendrix and just slayed it. So it was really cool the way they went around the room and basically introduced each person, and each person took a solo. The young man playing keyboards, I knew their keyboard player who was with them, and I don't know this backstory on him, what has occurred with him. He was blind originally when I first saw this band, and played like a champ and was helped onto the stage and all that, but this young man that was playing keyboards, he slayed it too. We've got some great pictures of them with their keyboards, the keyboard set. And this is a big band, man. They had to kind of compact it into Mr. Burroughs Tavern. But Tony, yes, you got to check them out, man. Next time they play at Burroughs, make a date for that, because you'll love it. You'll love every bit of it. So classic songs there in the set list. Just great vocals, funky. God, the bass player slapping that bass play. It was just so cool. And everybody in the room was commenting about how much they loved him, including the staff at Mr. Burroughs, who loves this band as well. Really, really good time. So, Carla, yeah, that set list is speaking music language as well. And I looked over, and those of you that play trivia with me know some of my stupid jokes, but there was a young lady sitting next to me at the bar, she and a friend of hers, and I leaned over and I said, this is an all skate in the regular direction or something, that when they went into fresh or something like that. And she laughed about it. She goes, "Do you roller skate? I roller skate." And we started talking about roller skating and all that good stuff. So I don't roller skate anymore. I'd probably break my hip or something. I'd love to. I used to skate pretty well. Is it like riding a bike? I don't know. So, yes, thank you to Mr. Burroughs Tavern for a great night. I sat there with Sean Cooper from Milano's, who's on the show, I think, today, and enjoyed that immensely. Hanging out with him, getting a chance to chat with him, and getting a chance to get the lowdown on this band from some other people in the room who really thought they were great. Good crowd that night at Burroughs. Not as big as the next night I'm going to talk about next, but good crowd for sure. And thank you, Ed. That's a huge compliment to me, Ed Sawicki. That just hit me in the heart, brother, because I don't ever claim to be a photographer. My pictures are secondary to just tell the story for you to get on the show and hear about these bands and try to throw something out there. And, Ed takes the real pictures, as I like to say. I take the amateur photos. But authorized personnel, it was a tough thing to shoot some of them because of the lighting in there and that kind of thing. But they were great. And Bob loves to hear the set list from the shows. Yeah, this set list, it's everywhere, but it's so cool. And I thought, and I love to try to grab a set list, get a picture of it, and throw it up on my screen here so I can tell you about it, because I think that's important that people know, not just Scott's in here telling you, oh, this band's really good, but hear what they're playing. And if it speaks to you like that set list speaks to me, you're going to want to go see them again. And I'll see them every chance I get. That good. Jill, you should get out. Let me know some night if you want to go out around town here. We'll meet up and you can have some fun. You need to get out and enjoy yourself, young lady. You do. And Carla says, I love both your pictures. Well, love Ed's. Just tolerate mine, if you will. Yes. And thank you, Glenn, for the pins. That is awesome. That is cool. It really is. So let me move on. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, and some of them are on here, so I've really got to talk about this one. And thanks to authorized personnel, I'm going to give them one more shout out. Wonderful, wonderful band, wonderful people, and they're super nice to the crowd, everything. So great time Friday night. So let's move to Saturday. Talk about epic. I think Springboro is still recovering. Our friends, Deb and Tony is on here, I believe. I don't know if Deb's with him, but Tony's on here. Had a retirement party with about, can we say this? Like 200 of their closest friends. Lots of people, okay? Lots of people at this retirement party. Tony and Deb, no strangers. When they're out and about having a good time, Tony and Deb are going to smile at you. You're going to have fun with them. You're going to enjoy being around them. They are two people who I genuinely enjoy hanging out with. We've been to a lot of music shows together in different locations and things. They're just those nice people. And congratulations, first of all, to Deb and Tony for their retirement. Both of them stellar careers in the aeronautical world, if you want to call it that. Involved at Wright-Patterson with a lot of things. So thank you guys for your service and what you did. And Jay is still recovering, he said. Yeah, I'll tell you, that was a party. And when I say a party, it was a party from the first note the band hit. Actually, even before that. People coming in, bringing gifts, of course, and all those things, taking photos. But the party itself was amazing. And let me start out with Love Bomb. 3 bands at this party, guys. When Tony throws a party, he throws a party. And, hats off to Mr. Burroughs for rolling the dice and saying, we're going to take a chance and close to the public on a Saturday. They don't do that very often, trust me, only for their closest people. And so they closed on a Saturday at 4:00 and rolled the dice on this party, which I think they're glad they did because they knew going in, Tony and Deb have tons of friends and there would be a lot of people there. And they would have as good a night on a Saturday as they would have any time, if not better. And this was what I equated to like a St. Patrick's Day crowd there. Everyone was in the mood to have a great time. And it was good. And Tony, thank you. I was honored to join you, my friend. And I will tell you that I'm a little worried until the last band came on. I was a little worried about Tony taking over my MC duties because he was just doing a great job up there. When he introduced Velvet Crush, he had a few adult beverages. I'll just say that. So, Tony, rule number 1 is the MC. Don't drink and drive. There it is. That's all I'm going to say. And, I'm just giving you shit. But, yes. Yes. And he wants to thank Mr. Burroughs Tavern, Love Bomb, Uncle Rico, Velvet Crush. What a night. So 3 bands. Uncle Rico kicked it off, guys. And let's talk about, Love Bomb kicked it off. And let's talk about Love Bomb's set for a minute. And I want to give a shout out to Love Bomb, Chris Reynolds, Larry Offner, Matt Smith, Colby Utterback, all the good people in that band that you all know and love from other bands and such in town as well. Chris is with Last Call and, of course, Colby with Stranger, Matt with Stranger. Larry is a mercenary musician sometimes and plays. There's Adam. Adam, are you in that Van Halen tribute too? I don't know about. Are you in that one? I could have sworn I saw you pictured in that. Jump. Talk to me, brother. Yes. And Tony says until the third band. Yeah, they had to take the mic away from Tony on the third band. But that's okay because I couldn't have done it any better because I couldn't talk. So that's kind of how it was working. Love Bomb set list. Here Comes My Girl, or as their set list says, Here Comes My Squirrel. Baba O'Reilly, Born to Run, The Boys Are Back in Town, I Just Want to Make Love to You, Wicked Game, Yellow, Jailbreak, Your Sex is on Fire. Yes, I think it's Am I Really Going Out with Him? Did they do that one? Seven Nation Army, Won't Get Fooled Again, Rockin' in the Free World, Round Here. Yes, and Better Man was in there on that set list. What an absolute night of excitement to kick off right there with Love Bomb. And every band played about an hour and a half with a half-hour break between to set up and tear down. And big shout out to Dave Kempe from Velvet Crush and his sound setup and all that using Velvet Crush's system. It worked very well for all the bands. And really not a big delay between bands other than some drum changes out that had to happen, I guess, but didn't use the same drum kit throughout. But other than that, it went really smoothly switching out there and worked like a champ. Anthony says Love Bomb rocked. They did. And they're good guys, too. They're really good guys. So let me kill that set list if I can. And we will go to the next band who got up there. One of my faves as well, Uncle Rico. And Uncle Rico, one of the greater front men you'll see. And I'm so excited about these guys playing the Bell and the Bear on the 30th. Jimmy Bodish, I've known him for years and years, and he is a hugely talented front man. His entertainment, his crowd interaction, everything is just special. And so Jimmy Bodish, Jay Grant on guitar, Bob Stumball over there on bass, the music professor John Hay behind the keyboards, and Chris Thompson back there beating on the electronic kit in the back, which sounds like he's hitting a, to me, when I'm up by the stage taking his photo, it sounds to me like he's hitting a rubber mat, which he really is. But it was good. It's always good. And shout out to Bach for getting the sound dialed in and doing his thing. back there with the help of Dave with the system, and Bach just kind of jumped into Velvet Crush's system and did his thing, which was really cool. And Tracy, it was a great night. Good to see you on here, Tracy. Yes, Tony says Uncle Rico was amazing. They were all amazing. Although I don't know if you remember Velvet Crush, Tony. I did post some pictures today, guys, and if you want to laugh, go look at Tony's pictures at the end of my series of picks. It says it all. It does. Let's talk about Rico's set list, though, here real quick. Throwing in there. 7 Nation Army. Wow. My Own Worst Enemy. Always Something There to Remind Me. Addicted to Love. Don't You Forget About Me. There we go. Little reference to the movie. All right. Superstition. Tennessee Whiskey. Oh, Tennessee Whiskey. Chris Thompson knows what I'm talking about. Tennessee Whiskey. Yes. Tony does remember Velvet Crush. How about that? That's amazing. You're like I say, you're a rock star, Tony. But I don't remember the last half of my retirement party. Stranger played it. No, actually, it was my birthday party, not my retirement party. But yeah, my birthday party once. Yeah, it was wild. Let's see what else. Never Tear Us Apart. Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Just Like Heaven. One Headlight. That's just set number 1, people. That's set number 1. For Uncle Rico. And you can expect to hear those songs and more at the Bell and the Bear. And Chris says they do that song just for me. Yeah, I'm sure. Why didn't you follow it up with Wagon Wheel too, damn it? And it's not that I don't like Tennessee Whiskey. I love that song. I think it's a great song. I loved it back, when it was a George Jones tune. But I will tell you that I think it's overplayed. I say that all the time. And, I'm entitled to my opinion because, they're like, what? All right, let's move on and talk about set number 2. How about Ramble On? Yeah, a little Zepp. Sweet Emotion, Under Pressure, Some Kind of Wonderful, Short Skirt, Long Jacket. Who does that song? Come on. They throw in songs together. They do Epic, Jump, and Wishing Well, all in a big mashup. Personal Jesus, Relax, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And then we got Jimmy doing his best Justin Timberlake Sexy Back. And then What's Up? That had the whole crowd singing. The whole crowd. Mr. Brightside was in there. Beer Never Broke My Heart. These guys have a great set list as well. So like I said, go see them at the Bell and the Bear on the Friday night and come join our All Around Town party. If you want to sit at our table, just message me. I'll try to work you into the crowd there because I believe we're going to have the big table there on the side. We're looking forward to that. But let's get moving on here as we were rolling through this big Tony and Deb party because I was so blessed being asked to come to this, by the way, and being around so many like-minded friends and people. I get such a good feeling out of all those folks, and we really had a great time. And Bob says bangers. They are, man. This band's got it going on. So Uncle Rico, band number 2 on Saturday night that absolutely killed it. And then when you thought you couldn't take it to a higher level, not knocking the other 2 bands at all, Velvet Crush came out of the gate like a racehorse, man. They were on fire. They burned the house down at the end of the night. Just absolutely blew us away. David Garwood, Gary Garwood, of course, Tim, Paul, everybody in Velvet Crush, along with Kempy on the sound, they just do it right. And, they've kind of morphed into, they don't play as many bars as they used to. They're playing a lot of corporate events and big parties and things like that. I've seen them do outdoor events and such. But Velvet Crush, man, when they hit that first note, look out. And, the dance floor was happening all night long. Even when Love Bomb started at 6 o'clock, people were up. And then as the Liquid Courage poured into them, it got a little wild. Got a little wild up front there. And you know how Mr. Burroughs is if you've been there and you put all that band equipment, especially 3 bands worth of stuff in the room, it can be a little tight up front. So they really Velvet Crush just slayed it. I do not have Velvet Crush's set list, guys. I am sorry for that. But, if you've seen them before, they play all the party songs, all the things that get the crowd up and dancing. And just a wonderful night, wonderful party. I actually chuckled the next morning when I was scrolling through the Book of Face and I saw Tony and Deb and a few friends that we know that were out to breakfast. I thought, he survived. He survived. Tony survived. Deb survived. And, when you're at a party like that with a couple hundred of your closest friends, everybody wants to buy you a drink. You almost have to turn into a stripper and start taking waters and shooting them, like, making people think they're buying you a drink. Pardon me, folks. Tony says Uncle Rico's a party and Velvet Crush is incredible and packs the dance. They do. They play the right songs to dance to. Chris said Velvet Crush rocked it. They did. It was so good. And, yeah. Ed says, what a great way to start the next chapter. And Tony said, we were drinking Sunday morning. Did you call 911 for your liver after that Sunday? I don't know. I would have. No doubt. No doubt. And Chad, you need to see all of them. And if you're free on the 30th, man, come hang with me at the Bell for Uncle Rico too. We'll have a good time. We're trying to make that a packed house for Miss Karras and the band that evening. And Jay Grant says we appreciate Tony and Deb so much. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, my friend. And these bands are all so close knit, and they're such nice people. And that's what we love about this local music community is so many people band together and support of one another. And these bands came out, they worked because, it's a pain in the ass to switch over the stage like that in that fast a fashion and all those things. And these guys did it seamlessly that night, all for the cause of Tony and Deb and their party and making it work. And I got to give a shout out to Marcy, Rick. I got a chance to sit with Rick in the back of the room. We sat back there and chilled for a while watching the bands. And, their staff was humming. Their staff was on it. They're bringing out food for everybody. The food was fantastic, and people were having a good time. They were enjoying it. So what a great night there on Saturday. Sunday, I took off. I did. But I will tell you that next Sunday, I'd love you to join us also at the Bell and the Bear for the chili cook-off. If you want to come in the afternoon, have some fun. I'll be a judge for that, along with Brad from Abe's Lincoln and Jonathan Grooms, a bass player extraordinaire from all kinds of bands locally. And we're going to be doing that. I will be at the Bell and the Bear Wednesday for Name That Tune. I'd love to have some of you join us that night for that. It starts at 7 o'clock, goes till 9:30. You can be in, but it's a school night, I know. And then tomorrow night, of course, I'll be at the Miamisburg Moose doing my weekly thing there. So, Adam, if you answered me, I didn't see it pop up there, but about you being in that jump band. I don't know. I thought I saw your picture in there. You got to tell me that. I want to know. And Steve, you going to be at Name That Tune, brother? He won the last time. Didn't he win? Wasn't it you and Ed and Chad that won? Beat everybody? I think so. All right, guys, that's what we got. I will tell you, Kara said they'll be there Wednesday. Good. All right. You are not. Okay. Well, it must have looked like you then. I could have sworn. All right, Steve, that's great. Wonderful. So, tomorrow, Hot Topic Tuesday with Karras. Join me for that. Join Karras for that. We are bringing you a topic that has to do with music promotion and competition. It's an interesting topic. I've been the recipient of some hate because of it. And some other people here recently have done a lot of posts about it, and they're worried about the fact that they try to support other musicians and then people get mad about it. So join us tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. It's a very interesting topic of what makes people tick and how people think they have turf, like you're in my turf now. You came to my bar and you did all, it's like chill out, people. So we'll talk about it. We will. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that, Carla. That is my goal, is to make people live vicariously through what I experienced over the weekend, and they didn't. But I also live through your comments on our page when we post that on Sundays, and you guys put who you got to go see. And one of the ones that stood out this week was Mojo Rising. I will say that everybody that went to see Mojo Rising on Saturday was raving about the show and saying it's one of the best shows they'd ever seen by that band. So good stuff. Chad, I look forward to seeing you Wednesday, my brother. Thanks for watching today, everybody. We appreciate it. I've run long enough. I've rambled long enough. And we are going to definitely be back with you tomorrow live at 5 right here. Jay, I couldn't agree with you more. Rick Marcy and Mr. Burroughs' staff was amazing on Saturday. They had a lot to handle there and did a very good job. And Steve said on Saturday, I saw Mojo Rising for the first time. Fabulous performance. Yeah, had that Linda Ronstadt song stuck in. Isn't that funny how that works? I agree. And can I just say, I've had this song stuck in my head here for a while, and I was reminiscing with Rob Olson the other day about having John Waite on the show, and we're getting John back. We're getting John back on the show here for a Wednesday interview soon. If you don't know who John Waite is, look him up. But if you do know who John Waite is and all the groups he's been in, I've been listening daily to this song called When I See You Smile, and I just love that tune. And John and I are going to discuss that tune a little bit when I have him on the show. And many others, such as Missing You and all the other hits that John had throughout the years with the Babies and with himself solo and Bad English and all those groups. But it'll be fun. And Deb, thank you as well. I see Tony saying you're out there. Thank you, guys. And guys, join us tomorrow, 5 o'clock. I've talked long enough today and my voice will be gone anyway. So have a great day. And Izzy is the Bad English. Did I not say that? I hope I said Bad English. Did I? Or did I say modern English? Probably said modern English because my brain's not working. I don't know. What the hell did I say, people? Did I F that up? I better not. I know what groups John's been in. I have John in my cell phone, actually, which I'm kind of proud of. I love the guy. He and I have hung out a couple times. So, yeah, that'll be coming your way soon, too. We've got a good host of people coming on our Wednesday interviews. So, I got it right. Okay, good. You scare me when you guys start saying that stuff like I'm saying the wrong thing or something, because I will, for real. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time. And, it's Monday. I don't know who's playing tonight. If anybody's playing, get out and support them. If they're not playing tonight, rest up for Tuesday through Sunday. That's how that works. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 5. Bye-bye. Don't forget the views and opinions expressed in our programs are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any of our sponsors or any entities they may represent.
There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see.
Who that?
Around Town Radio Show is where I go for the latest band info. So Around Town Radio Show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio